Hello everyone, it's Justine. Today I'm going to be making about 10 cards using the pieces. So there's die cuts, paper, and some stamps, all from the Christmas flea market finds. And this collection is sold by Spellbinders, and the designer is Cathe Holden. So let's just jump right into it. I think that this collection is really interesting. It is all very vintage. So it has kind of like a very warm tones to it. It has the warm blues, warm reds, and kind of like the gold look. So it's like the kind of the antique-y look. I was really excited to see some of the die cut shapes. I think they're very beautiful. I love these birds. They're probably my favorite part about the whole collection. So there's several videos already on here on YouTube about what's all in the collection, but I will have the collection linked down below, and that will take you right to the Spellbinders website so you can check that out directly. But there's plenty of stuff in this card kit to make, not card kit, collection to make quite a few different cards. And you could also make some projects. Now at the end of this video, I'm going to show you one of the projects that I made with this collection, and it is not a card. So I'm pretty excited about it. I think it turned out really beautiful, and it's very simple. So stay tuned to see that. So here we go with my first card here. I'm using these three birds. They have a little bit of words underneath each one. We have a happy Christmas, Christmas greetings, and another happy Christmas. But since each bird is different, I thought that they could all kind of gather on this card together. And I just popped up these little, I'm not sure what to call them, rivets, knobs, I'm not sure. But I think that that looks good to my eye. I'm going to grab some of my color essential sequins, these smooth discs, and I'm just going to put some on my work area here. Here's a look at my first finished card. These little birdies, super cute. I'm just going to put these off to the side, and I will show all of the cards that I make at the very end. So as I said before, this is definitely a vintage style collection, and the theme of flea market I think is really fun because it just is kind of different than like the cutesy stuff that sometimes we see in the card world. And the paper I thought was really interesting. It has some of these like textiles on there that's kind of like a lace look, and that's really interesting. There's kind of a mixed media feel to the die cuts and different papers because of the different styles. So we have here, this is kind of like an old poster look, and then which is definitely stylized, and then we have these jingle bells that almost look like a picture of a jingle bell. So that's kind of what I mean by the different styles. We have more of the drawing and then more of the realistic picture. So I just think that's really interesting and pretty neat. So all of the cards that I'm making today are all A2 sized, which means they are 4 1/4 by 5.5 inches. So that's kind of what I usually do for cards. I have made 5 by 7 cards and slimline cards in the past, but typically I do make A2 sized cards because with the paper that I usually get and the dies, it just kind of makes sense to do an A2 sized card. Now, if the die calls for a bigger one, I'll use slimline, but sometimes it fits on a A2, so that's what I use. I really liked this whole look because this really reminds me of like the Minnesota weather in the winter, because we have ice fishing, we have the like plaid look going on, the trees with no leaves on them. It just really was, reminds me of my home. So I really like that. And I kind of went with a non-traditional color here for a Christmas card, blue. Now, some people love the non-traditional colors, and I kind of like to play around with both. I like having traditional red and green cards, but sometimes it's fun just to have a pink or purple Christmas card, just as something different. But I pulled the blue cardstock from my stash to kind of, I don't know, pull out the blue in these trees and the woods. And I love this little picture. I think that is so adorable. And I don't know, I guess if I could get that picture in a bigger size, I would probably frame that and put that on my wall. I think that is just darling. So I'm kind of going to do a little bit of a collage look. I think this collection would be awesome for junk journaling because there's just all these vintage styles and the mix of the realistic pictures like this to the drawn pictures. I almost said drawl. Not from the South. I think it's just really neat. So it's kind of neat to play around with that style of real and drawn. The neat thing about a collection like this is different people can make different cards with a collection, and everyone gets the same stuff. It's kind of like a card kit in that way. Everyone gets the same die cuts if you order them. You know, if you get the paper, everyone has the same paper, and you can make some different cards. And another way you could use this collection is if you could make some Christmas tags. Now, there is some tags that come in the die cut pack. I think I have them here on my desk. Here's just an example of some of them that come in the die cut pack, and these by themselves would be excellent Christmas tags. Or you could put them together, layer them up on a card, or you can layer them up, tie some twine around them, and have it be a really fun Christmas tag for someone. And I think that these would look just stunning if you wrapped a present in like that brown craft postal. I'm not sure really what it's called, but it's like that brown butcher paper, I guess. And you had that red and green, this right on a brown package with a bow, a red bow. That would be so beautiful. So there's just some fun things to do with this collection. So just my little thoughts. And I really liked this paper. It reminded me of wallpaper because it has such intricate designs. And this little tree with the mushrooms was just so cute. So I am, again, just going to do a little bit of collage, a collage card here. And I think that's kind of the look I'm going for. So you could even take some of these rectangles and squares like these and put them on little blank tags if you have tags, or you can punch out some, and they would be really beautiful and fast gift tags if you need to make a lot for Christmas, or they could just be some really beautiful. Sorry, I should probably use my little glue bottle when I am filming live, I guess. This won't be a live video per se on YouTube, but I am working and talking at the same time as I'm filming, so you hear the little of the glue. It's not a voiceover this time. Basically, I do that when the occasion calls for it, and the occasion calls for it this time because I would love to get this video up on YouTube and promote this collection, because it's beautiful, and I hope to inspire at least one person with some of the cards that I make today. And I guess the quicker I can get this on YouTube, the more that I can promote the collection, because it's just wonderful, and inspire some people, because other people are going to get this in their mailboxes soon. So I've made a couple cards on camera now. So I've made this one, the birds, this blue one, red, the Minnesota feel one, and here are a couple that I made before I started filming, just kind of playing around with some of the colors. I really like this one. I have a recipient in mind for this card, and I think she's really gonna like this one. So here, those are 8, and here's 9, 10. So remember I said that I was going to show you a project that I made with this collection that was not a card. So here's a look at the cards before I go ahead and just move them off to the side, my 10 cards. And I'm going to show you this. Now, I said I loved the paper in this collection, and I really liked one piece of paper in particular, so much so that I bought a 5x7 frame, and I framed the paper. So this paper was all one piece from the paper pad, and all I did was cut it down to 5x7, and I think this will be a beautiful gift or an easy decoration for your home. I think that this will probably be part of my Christmas decorations that I'm going to put up around my house. I am kind of playing around with the idea of finding a silk rose that looks similar to this and maybe anchoring it down on the bottom, or putting some kind of white flowers like these on the bottom and just literally gluing them right on to the frame. So I haven't quite decided. I think if I did that, I would need to bring this directly to the store that sells flowers like that. Maybe Hobby Lobby or even Dollar Tree does have some really nice florals, but I guess we'll just see what pops out to me this Christmas season, and we'll see. But like I said, this collection is pretty versatile in that way. You can make cards, projects, tags, all sorts of things. And I have not gotten into the junk journaling world, but I love watching videos on YouTube of people explaining their process of junk journaling and just really seeing what you can do with a junk journal. I think they're just gorgeous, and this collection in particular by Cathe Holden would be perfect for a vintage Christmas junk journal. So anyway, if you're interested, I will have everything linked in the description below, including my little embellishments that I talked about before from Spellbinders. But if you liked the video, go ahead and hit the like button and subscribe to my channel for more videos in the future. If you had a favorite card, I would love to know which one is your favorite. I think that this Minnesota one is probably my favorite because it really just gives me the home Christmas spirit. I also love this blue one, so let me know in the comments below. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I hope that you